Good evening and welcome back to the SLS League of Northern Ireland. We are up to round 29 now and approaching the finale of season 1. Just have a quick look at how things are standing. Fixtures tonight: Big Time Belfast vs Antrim, Ballycastle vs Portrush, Glebe vs Samba, Shillelaghs vs GPR, and WC Stout vs The Draft. Good evening to Mr. Mega Horse, who will be here to cheer his sides on. And First Division table, Premier Division table, apologies, looks like this. Very, very tight last week. After last week's results, good result for Portrush, winning 2-0 away at Big Time Belfast to draw them level on 60 points at the top of the table. GPR sitting in third with the Draft back in fourth on 49. Ballycastle currently best of the rest, and we've got Glebe, who are destined for the First Division, and then Shillelaghs, Antrim and probably Samba fighting it out for the relegation playoff place. 36 game season, so 8 games to go. And then across in the First Division, Cookstown lead Drumore by 2 points, with the updraft a point further back and 31 points back to the rest of the field. Tonight's fixtures sees Drumore host Cooktown in a first versus second battle, with the updraft playing Coleraine. So as ever, we will start in Division 1, and it usually takes us to Drumore first. So we will see if it does again. And it does. Don't know why, just why it's going to Drumore first. So we'll kick off with the big clash in Division 1. This is how Drumore line up. We've got a couple of changes. Kivu comes back in, side back into defensive midfield. Selnes into central midfield. And I think that might be it. We've got an arrow removed from Kenny Lunt, who is doing well on the right hand side. And we shall jump across to Cookstown, who have made just the one change. Strand comes back in for Marquinhos. A couple of changes on the bench: Gerard, Marquinhos and Torres. Yes, you can change the captain to Kivu. We'll jump into the match day engine and pop the armband back on Christian Kivu, and we'll kick this one off. Good luck to Mr. Mega Horse in what is destined to be a very, very good game. First chance falls to Cookstown, but Penato does well, and Maxim Cezalko, as he's done all season, out of nothing really, has put Drumore 1-0 ahead on 7 minutes. And he can't miss, and Cezalko has doubled the lead for Drumore, who are looking imperious at home, and it's 3-0 in 20 minutes. Kutuzov, and it's 4-0 in 22 minutes. Unbelievable scenes here. Drumore have really turned up and are absolutely blowing Cookstown away. Not sure whether it's a bit of form or whether Cookstown have won 9 on the bounce, so it's definitely not a form thing. Maybe just a clash of tactics or styles, but Drumore are looking imperious today. We're heading towards half time. Feels like everything that Drumore have had in terms of chances has hit the back of the net, with very little coming back from Cookstown throughout the first half. And we get to half time. 7 attempts all on target from Drumore, 5 and 2 from Cookstown. A really, really disappointing performance. Radoy is being run ragged by Cezalko. Huntel out with a couple of chances. But to be honest, just not doing a great job defensively. Not winning enough tackles. And in contrast to that, fantastic performance over at Drumore. Assists from Kutuzov, Selnes, Altentop and Agahawa. Can't expect anything in terms of changes from Dromore. We're just going to have a look if there's anything we should do here. I think we're going to put Gerard on for Javet. Not that it's going to make much difference at this stage, but yeah, we will try that. I'll kick off and play to 60 minutes. A goal back Hunter has hit his 20th of the season. Unlikely that we're going to see a comeback from Cookstown, but we'll get to 60 minutes. We're going to throw on Marquinhos. We're going to chuck him wide and Carr and see if any of this can make any difference. And then over to Dromore. No concerns with fitness. Agahauer on 80 wood might get a little reprieve, maybe for Brozek. Other than that, maybe Hanswell for Joe Cole. But this game looks sealed, and looks like Dromore are going to be leapfrogging Cookstown to go back to the top of the First Division. Fantastic performance from Captain Kivu, 10 tackles, 1 from 14. So we're going to see changes. Rovniko for Cole and Brozek for Agahauer. Swapping sides with Alton top. Okay, so we'll kick off this last 30 minutes. See if there's any more excitement or action. And Marquinhos has got another goal back for Cookstown. Can they make it interesting, or are Dromore going to shut it out for the last 20 minutes? Nothing's really happened since that goal. Corner for Dromore comes to nothing, and Strander's got a goal back, and we've got 8 minutes to go. And Cookstown are within a goal. Can they get an equaliser in what would be an incredible comeback? They're coming forward and they're really pushing. Jack's Hunter with a chance, and it's gone wide. And we get to full time. Unfortunately, Cookstown couldn't get it over the line. The damage was done in the first half. But what a fantastic game for the neutral. Unfortunate for Cookstown that they couldn't get the fourth. First half really did put that game to bed. Cookstown with the more chances. 10 attempts, just a 5 on target. 9 attempts all on target for Dromore. 2 assists for Bermuda Carr moving forward in the second half, as well as 1 for Radoy. Over to Dromore. Kutusov with a goal and an assist. Picks up man of the match with a 10. Sezalko with 2 goals. But yeah, like I say, a game of absolutely 2 halves. The damage was done in the first half, and the game won. But yeah, well played to Dan. I will move across now. Have a look at the updraft, who line up like this. Saviola comes in up front. Mido drops back to attacking midfield. Gilligan Johnson comes into defensive midfield. Everything else remains the same. So we will kick off Castle Clear against Coleraine. And Robbie Keane opens the scoring, having a fantastic season for the updraft, who will be looking to leapfrog Cookstown on goal difference, I believe, with a win here. After this round of fixtures, we'll have a quick look through, especially in the First Division, at the remaining fixtures, as Saviola doubles the updraft's lead, to see, and adds a third as well, to see how many fixtures are left between the top 3 teams, which is ultimately going to decide the top 3 places. Heading towards half time, and the updraft having a comfortable game of it at home to Coleraine. David Gimp would be an amazing referee name, it really would. 7 attempts, 6 on target for the updraft. Just the one attempt for the visitors, whose goalkeeper and back 4 are having a stinking game. 2 assists for Abubakar Yakubu. 2 goals for Saviola and Robbie Keane. Not a great deal of touches for the forward players, but what they have done has been crucial. We'll kick off the second half and run it through to 60 minutes. I'll wait to see if the manager joins. And B. Curran has got a goal back for the away side. Unlikely to impact the results, but could it have an impact on the goal difference? We'll just... I will put a conscious effort on naming the referee for you. So a quick look at the clear rating. A 5 for Woodgate, but a 10 for Yakubu, having a great game at right back. We've got no fitness issues, and the game is almost all but done. So we'll kick off the last 30 minutes and see how it pans out. I think, as I say, the updraft will leapfrog Cookstown into that playoff spot with a win here on goal difference. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many fixtures are left. Here is the manager. Good evening, sir. Comfortable win for you. Yakubu has just rounded off his man of the match performance with a goal from the penalty spot. 13 attempts, 10 on target for the updraft, just the 2 for the home side. Yakubu, despite scoring that penalty, has dropped down to a 9 rating from a 10 at 60 minutes. Picks up 2 assists and a goal. Assist and 2 goals for Saviola, a goal for Robbie Keane, and an all-round good performance, with the exception of Jonathan Woodgate, who hasn't made a tackle, probably not needed to. And yeah, we'll go across now. We've got Glebe versus Samba. Samba line up like this. No change of tactic, but quite a few personnel changes. Atado comes back in. Arca comes into the right side of defence midfield role. Both wingers are different, with Solano and Chativa playing, and Rakobra's coming for Pizarro up front. Across to Glebe. Again, we've got a change of shape for Glebe. We've got 3 holding midfielders, Diop and Lopez Ricard wide, Royce in support of Savarese up front, Ray Parler with an advancing defensive midfield role. It'll be interesting to see how the change of tactics for Glebe works. Looks very solid. 2 banks of 3 defensive midfielders could cancel each other out, but we will see how it goes. Glebe versus Samba, and good luck to Mr. Megahorse. Yellow card for Rotchen in the inside the first 10 minutes, and Savarese has opened the scoring, and Glebe lead at home to Samba. Could it be possible that Glebe could drag themselves out of this? Forlan at the other end has equalised on 18 minutes for Samba. Could Glebe put together a run of few results with maybe a change of tactic and a bit of form? Is that possible? Or are they down? I don't know. What do you think, Dan? Do you think you can drag out Glebe here? If they were to pick up a couple of results, I mean, fixtures would be key. Anyway, we're heading towards half time. Still 1 apiece, but Glebe are looking pretty decent with the ball. Samba glimpses on the break. So 2 sides who have pretty much struggled most of the season. We get to half time. It's been predominantly Glebe. 8 attempts, 6 on target, just the 3 attempts for Samba. Assist coming from Nobby Solano, making his 3rd appearance of the season. 6 for Rakoba, as well as Reynoso and Cadova. Over at Glebe, we've got a couple of 8s coming from Fortune with the assist, and Giovanni Savarese with a goal. Samba are going to run until 60 minutes. with no changes. So just see if Dan wants to do anything at Glebe, but I would expect not. No concerns with fitness. We're going to play on to 60 minutes. Dan pleased with his Glebe performance in the first half. Fortune involved again, but it comes to nothing this time. Furtado's picked up a yellow card. Heading towards the 60-minute mark. And we're going to stop it. Forlan's on an 8. Recoba has been pants all season. I mean, he chipped in with 7 goals, but his performances have just been shit other than that. He's going to come off, and we're going to see. Hang on a second, let's have a look. We're going to see Castillo come on for Recoba. Chitiva is going to go and play in a more advanced role. Didn't mean to do that. That's what we're going to do. And over at Glebe, Dan looking at Ray Parlour. We're doing okay. Not been involved in terms of much in possession, but making some tackles. Pablo Rochin with the only yellow card. No issues with fitness. So we will just see what changes we're going to get, if any, from Glebe. Ricer off for Jewel. Arrow on him if not already. So we will kick off the last 60 minutes. Oh, extend the Diop arrow. There we go. So let's kick it back off. Glebe vs Samba into the last half an hour. Can either side get a winner? Two sides struggling at the lower end of the table. Nothing's happened in the first 10 minutes after the break, but Forlan has got his second of the game, probably against the run of play. Been one of the better performers for Samba this season. Are we going to get any more goals? Can Glebe get back into the game? Or is it going to be the same old story where it feels like the performances are improving, but they just can't get over the line? And it is another case of that for Glebe, unfortunately. They were the better side for the majority of that game. They've had nearly twice as many chances as the visitors. 11 attempts, 6 on target. Some decent performances. Germano's not had a best day in goal. A few 6s in there, but also a few 8s and 7s. But unfortunately for Glebe, same old story. Decent performance, can't score goals or enough goals to get over the line. Solano's coming on the right of midfield and picked up a couple of assists for Diego Forlan. Zamorano has had a decent game, won a lot of headers. 4 key passes for Solano, who's really impressed. And yeah, it is a strong bench. Castillo's played most of the season. As well as Pizarro, who's been actually pants. 1 goal in 15 appearances, including sub appearances. Daniel Cruz, who's again been a bit part player, but will be a bigger player in the future. Unlucky to Dan, commiserations to Glebe, and we'll move on to Shillelaghs versus Green Park Rangers. Unsure if the GPR manager is with us, so we'll just have a quick check. And we'll have a quick look at the sides. So GPR line up like this. A couple of changes. I think Ronaldinho's back in as his Dede. I've got a bench of Zanoni, Beckham and Mpenza. And then across at Shillelaghs, we've got, let's have a look. Dwight York continues up front. We've got Georgievich back into the left midfield. Pinger is only on the bench, but has been very impressive when he has played for Shillelaghs, and probably quite harshly treated to be left out. Castellano Steelers have done okay in goal. I mean, they only conceded 33, so one of the better performers, and I'm also pretty sure he's had a performance outfield as well. But anyway, that's the sides, so we'll go across and kick off Shillelaghs. This is GPR. First chance on 15 minutes for Shillelaghs, but it came to nothing. Ronaldinho with a chance, but that's gone over the bar. Ronaldinho involved again. Up to half an hour. Pretty even game. Barbie can't miss, but somehow it stayed out. But heading towards half time. No goals as of yet. But as I said, Davids had the ball in the net, but it's been ruled out for offside. And still we go into the 4th minute of added time, and we do get to half time. Shillelaghs 0, GPR 0. Pretty poor game for the neutral. 3 attempts for Shillelaghs, 2 for GPR. Bartes doing a decent job, but apart from that, nothing else really from GPR. Over at Shillelaghs, 7s and 6s, but it feels like they've had a decent game. Created a few chances. The manager says Dwight York couldn't be dropped because he's been performing well. By well, he means 4 goals in his only appearance so far this season. So we will continue on to 60 minutes and see if we can get a breakthrough. York involved, but dispossessed. We're heading towards the 60-minute mark. And Dwight York again with a chance and a knock. And Carrier is injured. We will use this as an opportunity to do all final subs and tactical changes. It's likely going to be Pinger unless John O'Shea could come on. Melchiot could go forward and a bit of a shake around, but we'll see what the manager wants to do. Whilst we wait for the manager, we'll go across and have a look at GPR. David's not having the best of games on a 5, Collins on a 6. In fact, most of the attacking players. Okay, so we'll just go across to Shillelaghs. So we're going to centralise Barnby and Carbone. Carbone out wide. Centralise Barnby and McPhail. Carrier out for Pinger. Pinger to striker, okay. So I think he means like that. Centralise Barnby and McPhail. Carrier out for Pinger. Pinger to striker in a double. Carbone out wide. Central. Okay. Not a problem. Just see if we're going to get anything from GPR. So only for Davids and Penza for Van Nistelrooy. So Davids not having the best of games is going to be pulled. Cancel that and do it again. Davids for Zanoni and Penza for Van Nistelrooy. So we'll kick this one off. Changes for both sides. We'll see what the last 30 minutes produces. Chance for Collins, good save. And David Collins has scored at the second attempt. and GPR lead 1-0 with about 20 minutes remaining. Feels like GPR are a little bit more involved since the changes. Most definitely creating more chances. They'd only had 2 shots at 60 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see what the stats look like at the end of the game. Nothing much from Shillelagh's coming back, but they've got a chance, Carboni. Oh, bit of a scramble. Is there a last minute drama here? We're into stoppage time, and we get to full time. Shillelagh's 0, GPR 1. Feels harsh on Shillelagh's, but it's better from GPR in that last 30 minutes. David Collins' goal difference. Excuse me. Have a look at the stats. Decent performance from Shillelagh's. Nicky Barnby and Carrier went off injured. Not having the best of games, but everybody else did a pretty decent job. Over at GPR, Bartes picks up one of the match, which tells you some of the story. Assist from Kieran Dyer for David Collins' goal, and GPR will be pleased to take the 3 points and move on. Next up, we've got the Battle of Mr. Mega Horse. Ballycastle, who are without some key players, Repka, Gregera, Varga, and Guione. See them line up like this with Podres continuing to lead the line with just a one change at centre back. Foucault comes in for Gregera. And over at Portrush, who are joint at the top of the league, they line up like this with a few changes. Totti back in, Zambrotta, Tomasi, and very, very strong looking outfit. And the league's top scorer, Zizis Brizas, on 20 goals, continues to lead the line for Portrush. Ballycastle vs Portrush. Good luck to Dan. The league's top scorer, Brizas, has done it again. Opens the scoring on 8 minutes, giving Portrush a 1-0 lead. Enigma Tulin with a good double save there to deny Brizas his second. It feels like Portrush are quite dominant at this stage. Not a great deal from Ballycastle, who have been impressive in spells this season. Heading towards half time. Chance for Veron, goes wide. Still Portrush come forward. They've got a corner and another corner. Are we going to get any more goals? And Wilfred Baumer has doubled the lead. Wilfred Baumer is going to send Portrush into the half-time interval with a 2-goal lead. Pretty dominant from Portrush, who've been really impressive in recent weeks. 10 attempts, 7 on target. Yepes having a fantastic game at centre-back, Tomasi and Totti with the assists. And over at Ballycastle, Smertin doing his best in that defensive midfield role, but unfortunately Portrush have been just too good in the first half. See if we're going to get any changes from Dan for either side, or if we're going to kick it on to 60 minutes. Both teams to play for now, so we will kick it back off. We'll leave it on there for Mr. Mega Horse. And we get to 60 minutes without a great deal of action. Quick look at the stats, and just for Dan, David Belt is the referee. Not a great deal happened in that 15-minute period, so not a great deal of difference in terms of stats or ratings from either side. don't think we've got any issues with any player fitness, so it's ultimately going to be down to Dan to see what he wants to do for either side to try and influence the outcome of this game. We're going to see Lysan's come on for Smirtin, who's had a very, very good game, but is down on 80% fitness. Berger for Poborski. Both who have done well in spells this season. And they're going to swap sides. And then we'll go across to Portrush and see. I'll jump back onto the stats for you. No concerns with fitness. We've got Volodinkov, Milevsky and Mendieta on the bench. Volodinkov could come on for Totti in a more advanced role, or for Baumer, which has been favourable for Dan sometimes this season. Very versatile player. So that's what we are going to see. We're going to see Totti for Volodinkov, and we're going to move Baumer more advanced. And we will see if we get any change in outcome. 30 minutes to go at the Billy Watson pitch. Very slow second half, barely any chances created. As I say that, Portrush come forward. We're heading towards the last 10 minutes. And again, heading towards stoppage time. It looks like Portrush are going to take this one. Carvan is injured, so we're going to put on Semak and see who he could swap with. Maybe he might just stay there for the last couple of minutes. Unsure, let's see what Dan says, but unlikely to change the outcome of this game, unfortunately. Swap with Lysans, okay. Couple of minutes to go. Looks like Portrush are going to see this one through. Nigmatullen's not had the best of games for Ballycastle. But Portrush have done what they've done so well so many times this season and just churn out results without being spectacular and blowing teams away, just doing enough, being incredibly comfortable, controlling games. Yepes picks up one of the match for a solid defensive display. Lots of 7s and 8s in there. Assists from Totti and Tomasi. And then across at Ballycastle again, nothing too disheartening apart from a poor goalkeeping display from the captain, Nigmatullen. But yeah, unfortunate for Ballycastle, they've got 3 of the first choice centre-backs out. Now we've got the side joint on points prior to this with Portrush, and that's big time Belfast, and they are facing off against Antrim, who have a change of tactic and 4 players across the attacking midfield line: Agostino, Perlo, Nahajic and Grokja, who comes in for his second appearance of the season. Andy Cole is backing up front. Across at Belfast, we have got Vieira, Zelius, Zidane and Henry out. So this is how we line up. Vieira continues in front of Nikiforenko, Kuhl, Emerson and Bowyer in the midfield. Petit into the holding midfield role. Kick this one off and see if Belfast can go level again with Portrush, or if Antrim can cause a shock with a change of tactic. Corner for Antrim. 20 minutes gone, no goals yet, few chances created. Yellow card for Lee Bowyer, corner, couple of corners for Antrim. Yeah, he did have an early goal disallowed. We're up to the 30-minute mark, still at 0-0. Gronkamp, Perlo, and Perlo has scored. Andre Perlo, who's had some up and down performances this season, but has contributed quite a few goals and assists for Antrim, and he's opened the scoring away at the league leaders. Big time Belfast have got work to do. We get to half time. 4 attempts, 1 on target, 5 and 4 for Antrim. We've done very, very well. Assist coming from Jesper Gronkamp into the side. Handjob, but is also in for his first or second performance of this season. And Antrim are doing okay, better than okay. Across at Belfast, pretty shoddy. Boy, he's having a stinking game. He's going to be pulled for Guardiola. And apart from that, we're going to kick it back off and run it through to 60 minutes. See if Belfast can get back into this game, or if Antrim can continue to cause an upset. As they come forward again, and Perlo with another chance. And we do get to 60 minutes. We're going to see the tee off for Del Vecchio. Guardiola's going to drop in there. Del Vecchio's going to go up front. Across at Antrim. Andy Cole's going to come off because he's been pants again. Preciado's going to come up, as is Stephen Reid for Ferrari. Chris Hope's going to go into the middle. We'll kick this one off. Work to do for Belfast if they want to continue to lead the table up there with Portrush. And Antrim have probably been the better side, to be fair, inside the first 70 minutes. They still come forward. Great play by Antrim. And again, they've got another corner. Agostino gone over the bar. And Belfast really struggling to get a grip in this game. They've got a corner now. Good save by Butt. 15 minutes to go. Pressure on Belfast to maintain this. And it looks like Antrim are going to cause a bit of an upset as we go into the last couple of minutes. And a fantastic result, not only for Antrim, but for Portrush. And Ejiofor has rounded it off in the last minute. And that is, hands down, the performance of the season for this Antrim side. 2-0 win away at Belfast, and absolutely great value for it. 10 attempts, 7 on target versus 9 from Belfast, who weren't at their best today, but credit to Antrim. Walter Samuels picked up man of the match, which tells you how busy he's been. Across at Antrim, solid performance, assist for Gronkamp, assist for Preciado from the bench. Perlo has now got his 19th goal contribution in 30 games. That is a really good performance. Great result for Antrim, great result for Portrush, and not great for Belfast, but pleasing for Antrim. We now head to Castle Extra Stout versus the Draft. Extra Stout lineup like this. Completely unchanged, I believe, from last time out. Across at the Draft. Change of kit. I don't see any change. Oh, we've got Giggs and Ortega back in on the flanks. Larson continues up front with Montella. Good luck to the manager in charge of both sides. Jim Pedant is the referee today. Sure, one game was 8 degrees and that one was 21 degrees a few miles away. Interesting. Maybe there's a bit of a sea breeze bringing the temperature down or something like that. 22 minutes in, we've not had a goal yet. Stout looking to hold their own. Barry Ferguson has been sent off for the draft. So are we going to see Maravicchia or Nesta? Are we going to see maybe Nesta and Keane or Jeremy's move forward, or potentially Larson? Or no, we're going to play on. So they're going to roll without a central midfielder. And can Stout get a result against the odds? Now they're playing 10 men. Good save by Elefropoulos. And we head towards half time. Chance for Stout just before half time, but it remains 0-0. 5 attempts, 2 on target for Stout, who've had the better of it. 2 attempts for the draft. Ferguson sent off, but 6s and 7s throughout the draft side, apart from Peter Schmeichel. No issues with fitness, everybody in the 90s across at Stout. Elefropoulos and Valharan having a good game, 6s and 7s for everybody else, and again, no issues with any fitness. Constantinu is going to come off for Savo Milosevic. We'll just see if the draft want to do anything. Might we see Maravicchia for Ortega? Could we potentially see Roy Keane come off, who's on a yellow card? We'll try and avoid it going down to 9. Could be interesting. Ortega for Maravicchia is going to be the change. And Roy Keane is going to move to centre mid. I assume central like that. Just confirm for me, sir. I think this is the final game of the evening. Be interesting to see some big results tonight, some upsets. We'll see how that has impacted things. But for them, we've got 45 minutes left. Stout versus the draft.
White Noise by Sound Dreamer on repeat on Amazon Music.
Apologies for that. Jeremy's. Oh my god, it's flown through. Sorry. Apologies. So, let me just go back. Jeremy's fired the draft into the lead, which was swiftly equalised by Matej Kesman for Stout. Just a free attempt from the draft, 9 and 4 for Stout. We've got no assist for Kesman's equaliser. Petkovic and Valharan are yellow cards. We've got no issues with fitness. I'll hop to the tactics page in a second for you. Maravicchia with an assist from the bench for Jeremy's, who's opened the scoring. So we're still at all square, 1 apiece. So that's Stout move, Doulage up. That's going to be it. Do you want an arrow? I assume you do. Just confirm that for me. And then I can change it if not. We'll head across to the draft. 6s and 7s. No issues with any fitness. Yeah, with his arrow, that's all good. So we'll just see what draft want to do. And potentially Nesta move past, that's all going forward. Yeah, that wouldn't work. He has to come on. I don't know. I don't think there's a great deal that the draft can do. But I'm sure the manager will know better than me. Play on. Yeah, I'm not sure there's a massive amount you could do there. So into the last 25 minutes or so. Kisman with the ball with an opportunity. Just over 10 minutes to go, still one apiece. Milosevic came forward, Dulaj involved down the right hand side. Are we going to get a winner? And Abdul Hafiz has scored for Stout on 84 minutes to give them a 2-1 lead. And the 10 men of the draft are looking like they're going to go down to Stout here. And we have got full time. WC Stout 2. The draft won in a good game, in a game that Stout actually deserved to win. Not aided by the red card from Ferguson, but 12 attempts for Stout versus 4 from the draft. Peter Schmeichel's not had a great game. Jeremy's picks up on the match for a decent midfield performance and his goal. But a really, really strong team performance from Stout with 7s and 8s, pretty much from everybody. Hafiz got the winner. Both goals came unassisted, but a pleasing win for Stout and unfortunate for the draft. So that concludes tonight's games. We've got only one home win tonight, and that is for Stout. So Belfast went down to Antrim, Ballycastle lost to Portrush, Samba beat Glebe, Shillelagh's lost 1-0, unfortunately some might say, to GPR, and Stout 2, the draft 1, leaves the table looking like this. Portrush with a 3-point lead from Belfast, just the 1 goal difference. Shillelagh's occupy the 9th spot. Shillelagh's occupying the 9th spot and relegation playoff, and now a 5-point gap to Antrim after their exceptional performance against Belfast tonight. Fixtures next time out: Antrim vs Portrush. Can they repeat the heroics? Belfast vs GPR in another huge game at the top of the table in the title race. Ballycastle vs Shillelagh's, the draft vs Samba, and Stout vs Glebe. Across in the First Division, results: Drumore 4, Cookstown 3, and the Updraft 4, Coleraine 1. Epic game in which Drumore were 4 up at half time. Cookstown had a little bit of a comeback in the second half. Table looks like this: Drumore 74, the Updraft, and Cookstown 73. Incredible. Significantly better goal difference for the Updraft of the 3 sides. Fixtures: Cookstown versus the Updraft next up in a huge game which could potentially, with only a few games left, rule one of them out of the title race. Maybe too soon for that, but we'll see. Then we've got no games between them, and again, and again, and again, and again. The Updraft versus Drumore on the last game of the season could be absolutely crucial. So yes, stats, player stats. Sissoko leads the averages. Robbie Keane and Bermuda Carr in the top 3. In terms of goals, Sissoko up to 35 league goals now, 43 in all competitions. Robbie Keane 22, Michael Owen 20. He's been out of favour for a while, somewhat unfortunately. Kutuzov 17, Huntelaar on 16, having only played 22 games. Jackson, Strand, as well as Donovan, Saeed, Agahawa and Robin, all in double figures. In terms of assists, Jim McCloskey still leading the way on 14 assists with his 6.7 average, 0.8 dribbles a game. Agahawa, Donovan, Robbie Keane, Cole, Kudrosov and Yakubu. Tackles, who's making a lot of tackles? Ashley Live, Joey Johnson, Kivu and John Terry. In the Premier Division, SLS leads the tackle count from Rabasandra Tana of Glebe and Lee Fowler of Antrim, as well as Roy Keane, Holovko and Nesta also on 6 tackles. In terms of goals, Reed has 21 from Nicky Ferenko in second on 18, Montella on 15, Podres, Collins, Van Nistelrooy, Ronaldinho and Constantino make up those in double figures. And assists, Kieran Dyer with 10, Giggs on 9, Poborski for Ballycastle, and then Madavikia and Shevchenko, and a host of Portrush players back on 6. Portrush leading form table, back-to-back defeats for Big Time Belfast for I think the first time this season. 7 unbeaten for Portrush, 6 without a win for Leprechaun. Across in the First Division, 10 without defeat for Clear and 7 without a defeat for Dromore. 4 wins in a row for both of those. So that's it. Next time out, Cookstown versus the Updraft on Saturday the 2nd of March. I don't think we've got cup fixtures in between. We don't, it's the following week. So I will get this game saved and get the save progressed and uploaded, and I'll let you know when we're going to be back with the next show. Okay, thanks for joining us and have a lovely evening. Good night.